Now do a roll down, down left. It's really easy to bonk into this thing to the left of Link. So after I did that roll, I let go of everything. And if you let go of everything after you do a roll towards the edge of whatever, then he will grab the ledge like this. And then drop down, and then press X to put on Iron Boots. And then pause right before you hit the ground, and equip Double Claw Shot and Gale Boomerang. And the Gale Boomerang will force unequip the Iron Boots on Link, like you did during the Morpheal fight, so you won't have to like hop to take them off again once you hit the ground. Like that. Again, a really small time saver, but it's my tutorial, so I'm telling you all about the stupid tiny time savers. Just hold target on all of these, do a target roll, and then I usually like start the target roll and then I just like I hold up left. So it would look something like this. And then at the edge here, I see up and aim with a claw shot and hit this. Now, when you're hanging off of something, you can instantly aim. Quick aim, insta aim, I don't know what it's called really, but you hold a direction for the on the control stick. So like now I'm gonna hold down right, which will aim me up this way, and then I will hold the button for claw shot, which is Y, and then I will tap target once. And if I combine all of these, like holding down right, Y, and tapping target, I will instantly aim. Please do this. It saves a lot of time in the end. Like, it adds up because you do a lot of claw shotting in this dungeon, and it's easy to distinguish new players to advanced players just by this thing. And it's really silly because you only, like, most players probably hold a control stick direction while charging the claw shot like this, without instantly aiming. They probably hold a control stick direction. But if you just add a tap target into your inputs, then you'll save time. It's that easy. So hold Y, control stick direction, and tap target once. Hopefully more people will do that now. Again, I just rolled, and then I let go of everything, so he grabbed the ledge. If I would have kept holding forward, then he would have hopped off. So I roll into like this corner, press A, and then just hit this. And if you want to L-slide, which is not needed but it looks cool, release Y, hold target and move to the right. And I failed it significantly. Jesus. There we go. It's, well, in my case Y, so Y, L, and right. I guess when I'm explaining stuff while doing them, I fail a lot more. Okay, stand at this line. Aim within this area. Above it, once. One target there, and then one there. Or 4, it doesn't matter. So, aim here, one target, 1 or 3 or whatever. And then jump as soon as possible. Like that. Instead of throwing your probably boomerang on these guys. We'll bring them down, yeah. And then clawing from that point. So again, tap target while holding control stick direction and claw shot. Now for this room, I also have a tutorial on this room specifically. So if you're having trouble with this room, then you can just watch that several times. Or just replay this video, I guess. But if you just wait half a second over to the right here for this big plant to move towards you, then you will give yourself a lot more time, because this guy will crash around all over this place with his big head, and he will take a lot of time moving his head from this side of the room to the other side. So if you wait over here a bit, then his head will land over there, and you will go all the way over there, and he will bonk his head, like crash it around over to you, and it will take him a few crashes before he, like a few bounces before he reaches you, so that will give you more time to aim. like that. And then just like stay close to the edge, and you see this grass patch, you want to be on the edge here. So I'll do this again. The edge of the grass patch about here. And then this target, aim really far right. Because you can target this, it will turn yellow and you will be able to target it. More so over here than over here, because that's based on how you're standing. So aim pretty far to the right of that target. Like that. Now be somewhat on the edge here. Aim into that corner. Like, height doesn't really matter at all, but just that's an easy visual cue, like this gray area. And then you jump once the boomerang is on its way back. And then you quick spin, or just spin attack these two keys. And then again aim far to the right of this target. Hold target, and you can just target that one instantly. Now, just hold target here, move over to this spot. I didn't really even realize the camera would change there, but you stand about this spot, not precise at all. And then you tap down, so you turn link 180 around, see up and aim above this, whatever you want to call this, and target the wall here. So target here and not here. Just target the wall right above this bulgy thing, and then you can do 5 targets if you want to. You jump when the boomerang is over by where you targeted. So be patient. Stay close to the edge here. See up, aim all the way up, and then throw the boomerang. I will do this slowly so I can explain this room better, but instead of moving like this and then suddenly turning left, it's better to just stay along the edge of this. So you roll like this, and don't stand too far forward here, or else when you do the jump you will land in between these two platforms and void out. If you're fast enough, the plant won't reach you, and actually if you're standing nice. If you're standing on the very edge here, like this, the plant can't reach you. So that's also a good thing, but you will be faster than the plant. Because you will just roll, then stop and instantly aim into the boomerang. And then throw it all the way up. And then you jump as soon as possible. So I'll just reload the room and do it in full speed. You can kill the plant if you want to, but just practice this room. It's really fun to do it quickly. Like that, and then you roll a few times over here, and then you target this. And if you didn't make this cycle, you can still target this p-hat before it moves over the wall here. If you didn't land up here. So it's fine. And then you roll to the edge here and stand pretty far, pretty far on the edge. Sorry, my English is bad. A good visual cue for this is, I guess, this line on the wall. I don't have a visual cue for this. I just know how the boomerang turns, like how much it turns. Because if I throw it this way, I will not jump in this direction. I will jump in this direction due to how the boomerang is turning around. Like that. So I would have jumped towards the chest right there. So that's always why you aim a bit more left than where you're intentionally jumping. But if you do want a visual cue for this one, then I guess it's this line right here. If you aim there, then it will work. So you jump once the boomerang's on its way back over this void. Not over by the chest. And I was actually slightly too far left. I am amazed. This tutorial is amazing. It was this line, not this line. What am I even thinking about? This one, this thick line. Yeah, that makes a lot more sense. I apologize. But yeah, you don't really line this up with anything. You just throw the boomerang and you jump. It's a fairly simple jump. But don't use this line, like I said. Like, that was extremely bad. If you do want a visual cue, it's this line. And if you're low on hearts, like I actually am, then you can get this heart piece right here to refill. Now just target claw shot your way over here. So just keep holding target. Now there's a fairly, I guess, yeah, fairly new LJ in this area that is faster and looks really cool. That I will teach you, because the old one sucks. But before I do that, this vine, you will always get the yellow target when you aim as far up as you can. Like right now I aim as far up as possible, it will always be on the left or right line. If I aim a bit down, I can still get it, but I prefer to aim all the way up, and then it's either on my, I either need to aim more left or more right. So where I'm standing, it's right by the end of the grass patch here. If you look at like in the relation to the door frame here, this is not precise. You can stand over here and make it work like that. I usually just stand about this spot, looking towards this door frame like this, and then aim all the way up and then a bit to the right, like that. Now be somewhat close to the edge, and then the reason why this boomerang, like this LJ, will work is because you target above this, so it says lock, now it doesn't, so that's good. You want the center of the boomerang to be above this platform, and then you jump as soon as the boomerang is over this grey platform. It's fairly simple, you just throw it, press B and A, it's really natural, like that. So if you want to practice this, it's really easy, you can just jump back and forth like this. And I have a video of me just doing this 20 times in a row. Nice, don't be too close to the red wall. But yeah, as soon as you jump over here, you equip Iron Boots over Boomerang. And then, just to make it easier for the beginners, I will do a slow side up to the left, and not the precise one either, where you have like a small window to aim, and you clip through the entire fan. But yeah, a side up to the left, and then equipping Iron Boots during the side up, and then claw shotting this. So A and X, so you take them off while you fall down. Same as you did during the aerial foe skip. Now most of these pods have rupees, so you should not look for hearts here. I don't think there is a single pod with a heart here. Maybe this one. Yeah, like none of these pods contain hearts. But there is one in this room. I believe that one. Yeah. Alright, so what I usually do is that I go over to this fan, and then I look over at this chest and I jump. And then I put on Iron Boots while I'm jumping towards this chest, so I fast fall. And then I take them off right before I fall. And if you land about here in the staircase and hold up, you will roll and not take fall damage. If you land here, I think it's this step actually, something like this. If you land over here, then you will take fall damage. There's a heart here as well. And equip the boomerang before you enter this door. Like, you don't have to do it, you can do it in the next room as well, but I usually equip boomerang before I enter this door, because I realize in the next room I will do an LJ. I suppose... I'm not sure which setup to show you here, because the double LJ hardly saves time, and it might be a bit difficult for beginners. So I'll just link you that in the description and show you the other method. So in order to climb up on these fans, you need to be higher up than this. So I'm a tiny bit higher up than this line, so I will grab like this. Same here, just aim far up and you will grab onto them. Wow, triple grab, that's really nice. Okay, so if you don't target a Argorok here, which you usually won't, side up to the right, and then... lovely. And then... nice. I was actually expecting that to happen, but I've never tried it before. Silly. Again, so it's a hard in this part. If you just did what I did. So, if you're like somewhat in the middle, which you usually will be, and then you can just do a side up to the right. Amazing. Okay, maybe not do the side up then. I've never like failed this before. Not that I do this this way. I usually do the double LJ. But I thought this was like super safe. That the side up would never like push you past the pillar. But I guess now you know, and it's good that I actually failed this so that I didn't just say, oh, on this side up, and then you did in your run, and then you failed miserably. And then like, oh, I blame Sky. Okay, so if you're far to the left, it will work. Doesn't matter, just sidewalks, or do a side up, whatever, close to this one. If these guys interrupt you, then just drop down and climb back up. Aim the boomerang. This is why I don't like doing this method, because they will interrupt you so much. But you throw the boomerang somewhere over here, and then you jump when it's on its way back. Like that. And that way you will skip all the fans. Bonk. Alright, so side up to the right if you are far on the left side of the fan, I guess. It's a cutscene right away here. Walk for a bit, turn around, and then claw shot up here. And then you cannot instant aim here because you will target the area alphos. So I flick C up so I can see where I'm looking, and then I charge the claw shot wood holding Y. I equip Iron Boots here, not really necessary. Do one roll and then just like hold Y and change your angle as you do. Here you can do an instant aim because you will be too far away to target them. So hold Y and like move right, like that. And here you can also instant aim. You will do this room faster just by doing this dungeon more. Just being better at aiming in general. Press A and X, and then X again. Like that. So to fall much quicker with the Iron Boots. Now mash A here while holding target. You could have done a target roll during that cutscene. I do 2 rolls and I get close to the edge. I can't really see how well I am, like how far off I am towards the ledge, but I just kind of assume, and then I aim far up here for the rob shots. I think if I target here, I would get what it's called like the TP, where you hang off of the vines and you can't climb up, so you just fall down. So that was a bad shot, but you will usually land about here, or even here. So quickly get onto this pillar and just wait here. Equip iron boots while you're waiting and look for Argorok. And then target the tail. Now during this cutscene I'm going to hold down on the control stick, and as soon as Link moves, he will turn around. I will let go of the control stick, see up, aim with the claw shot back on the pillar. So I'm going to quickly get back on the pillar above the black line. Or like close to this line. And then target again. This will save a lot of time. Close to 20-30 seconds. Now, Argorok has some new strategies, like new as I'm making this video. I will link them in the description as well, and I advise you to check them out because it has text on explaining every single step. But I'll try to explain it as well as I do them. So side hop and unequip iron boots, and then void out. This will save 3 seconds, thanks to SVA. Do a few rolls towards the pillar, and aim as far up as you can. Remember to instant aim. Aim above this line. If you manage to aim above this line, then you can just target the P-hat like this. Wait for Argorok to make a sound, then target 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 P-hats. Then just do slashes. I turn my camera around with the C-stick here, so I can see where I will fall. So I'm gonna go towards this pillar because I'm gonna be closer to it. 1, 2, and sometimes 3 rolls. Aim far up. I equip iron boots there so I don't get blown away by the wind. Instant aim. Aim above this line. Take off iron boots. Wait for his noise. 1, 2, and then I'll do 8 again. 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 7 and 8. Actually 7 would be enough. I might have actually counted wrong there. I don't even know. I never count out loud. Turn the camera around. Okay, I'll go for this pillar this time. 1, 2, 3 rolls this time, just because I feel like it. Aim far up. Now we're gonna do flame skip. So, above the line, take iron boots off again. Listen. 1, 2, 3, 4, and tap target now. If you tap target, you will target the P-hat you just came from. So you'll look to the other side. And when that P-hat is covered by Argorok's flamethrower, you press X to put on iron boots to sink down. And as soon as you've done that, like you can't instantly aim with a claw shot after you put on iron boots. So you'll have to wait half a second after you press X. But once your iron boots are on, you hold the Y button. Don't do anything with target, you just hold the Y button. And then you aim to the left so you look at Argorok. And then you wait for him to shoot flames again. And when he does shoot his flames again, you press X to take the iron boots off. So I like hold my thumb on the Y button, I guess, and then press X with my index finger or something. And then you aim slightly up, and then you fire. So wait for the flame to cover it. X, and hold Y. And then press X there. And then hold Y again. Aim a bit up, and then target it. And then you press A to do ending blow. I said a lot of stuff, and then I just did it, so feel free to watch that again. But also, I recommend watching the video in the description of the guy who found this. And of course, just practice. Just practice more and more. Now, you don't need this heart piece, but we do get all the heart pieces that we... Like, for all the dungeons we get the heart pieces, just because you can easily take a lot of damage in this game. So you don't need this heart piece, but you will most likely get it. And a cool way to get it is to hold left, hold target and left, and then mash A. And you'll do a right side hop and not a left side hop, because the camera is flipped. And that is a cool way to obtain the heart container. It might be a few frames faster to roll into it, but the roll angle is not like up left. Or actually it might be. It's not the same for more fuel. Now you want to make sure that you have iron boots equipped before you claw shot this cannon. So I roll up here, and then I do a left side up, equip iron boots, tap down, and then I see up and aim like this. Then skip this cutscene. So my iron boots are on. Now I mash B. And I didn't slash this, so that means I can instantly warp. But most of the time, you will not get an early jump slash frame like that, and you will hit this. And while you're hitting this, look at the Z button. It's dimmed, so you can't talk to Midna right away. So like I mashed it there, and I couldn't warp right away. So make sure that the Z button is undimmed, and then you warp. So zoom all the way in, press Z, and warp to Gerudo, or not Gerudo Mesa, that's down here, but the mirror chamber. A lot of people say like, oh, whoa, I can't warp, what the hell is going on? And it's because you did an attack, you did an animation, so you couldn't talk to Midna. It's fairly simple. The same usually happens when you press B to do an attack like this. Even at the end of the animation, the Z button will be dimmed, and you might think that it's not. So this cutscene will turn you human, but just like roll and then turn wolf again, right here, and then you enter Twilight. Or Palace of Twilight. There's a cutscene here as well. And then we'll get a mini text box here. Or a set of text boxes, I mean. And then another one here. So it's a bit awkward to efficiently mash through the text boxes and then also hurry your thumb over to the control stick and do movement. Now I'm going to show you an easy way to defeat the sand masks that's slightly slower than the method top players would do, I guess. But it's a lot easier, like you won't fail this. Jump attack, Midna charge. I mash A for the jump attacks there. You don't have to time them, you don't need to. If you want to, go ahead, you don't need to. But wait until you're like firmly on the ground before you hold B to do the Midna charge, however. Now either claw shot this target or this target. And then drop down and press X. And this time it's fine to land with iron boots on, because if I press X now he will hop and that wastes time, but I will turn wolf and your iron boots will automatically be taken off you. And then same strategy here. I press X so I can make sure that I can... nice English. I press X so I can clearly see through the fog. So I do a B hop there into the cutscene so I can go a bit further. You do it in all Zelda games, pretty much all, at least all 3D Zelda games. You see it in Ocarina of Time, people jump slash into cutscenes all the time. Most cutscenes will stop your movement completely, so that's why it's useful. For this treasure chest, you can pull out your sword and do 2 left side hops, or right if you look the other way, and then jump attack up. I'll see if I can actually make the image a bit brighter on my capture card. There's a cutscene here to skip, but only for this guy. Like only for the first Zant fight. And skip cutscene here again. Now I'll listen for where he is. I turn my I turn the camera around the opposite way that I go. 1, 2, 3, run away. 1, 2, 3, run away. You do that 3 times. That was 2 times. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and this time we're gonna do 4 hits. 1, 2, 3, and hold back. Hold the control stick in the opposite direction of where Link is looking. So if Link is looking up left, then hold up, then hold down right. That way you will do a backslash, which is the fastest combo attack. That was a really interesting sound. Okay, so you throw this into the middle here and then roll. Now the stairs, if you listened, well, I kind of talked over it, but the stairs will now be raised and all the enemies will be down here. Hopefully not hit me. Nice. And then you roll up here. So I'll talk more about Phantom Zant later, because I'll fight him one more time. But for the first Phantom Zant fight, don't allow him to spawn enemies. If you do, then the strat I just did where I hit him 3 times, like 3 stabs 3 times, and then 4 hits will not work. So go up to the right here. You need to wait a bit before you skip that cutscene. I wait until the door is glowing red. Throw this into the middle and draw your sword. And then jump attack up here. And then you hug this fence, whatever, so you don't get hit. But yeah, I'll talk more about Phantom Zant later. So for the door cutscenes, just wait until it's like glowing red and then you skip it. Because imagine it's like 2 cutscenes, one cutscene that you can't skip and then another one you can. First, the cutscene plays, the first cutscene plays first and you can't skip it, and then it goes over to the other cutscene which you can't skip. It's probably just one cutscene that changes from can't skip to skip, but that's just like one way to look at it. So just wait a bit before you press start 2 times. Then you can do a cool hop here. And throw the soul into the slot and make sure that you actually get it into the slot. And then equip boomerang over iron boots. Now this is the easiest LJ in the game. You simply stand near the edge and preferably look a bit left, because as you know, if you aim over here, then you will jump over there. Like, you will always jump further right than from where you aim. Okay, so Palace of Twilight has a lot of technical stuff, with movement, if you think about it in great detail. So I'll explain everything in great detail. So do 1 roll here, and then look up and claw shot this. And then if you get it quickly, then just mash A. These platforms, I should explain how it works, but I landed with claw shots, so if I were to press B, I would have done a slash, and I don't want that, so I land with claw shots, I press A, and then B, so I don't do a slash, and move around. And for these platforms, I like to do a roll right before I jump off, not needed, but you always want to roll in this game to move faster, and then I press B, and get bad luck. Wow, that has happened many times before, and I have a highlight on just how much that guy is giving me terrible luck in this room, and it is incredible. But if you do fall down, Then stand around this spot and aim up on this target. But yeah, as I was saying, I put away and then press B. I do jump slashes here, so I just press B to make sure that I can go a tiny bit further onto these platforms, if they're far away. Like that, I press B to do the jump slash. It will, you won't gain much distance, but you will get slight distance, and sometimes that can really be a big change. Yeah, but where that guy spawns is completely random. If he spawns over here, then a good way is just to do a jump attack and chain that into a quick spin by spinning quickly. And it doesn't have to be counterclockwise, it can be clockwise as well. This time you're not going to turn wolf, because you can roll into this fog and turn wolf without getting a text box from Midna. But in the first section, when we got the first soul, we would have gotten a text box right here, saying, oh, the fog will turn you into a dog. Alright, so the same, well, actually not the same strategy. Hold B, release instead, just like that. Stand in the middle, target all three, let go of everything. And then target this last one. My position was a bit bad there. And usually you will have enough time to make it like out of the fog, and then make it be able to aim at this target. So you will claw it onto this, and then that cutscene will play. But your movement will get better the more you do this. So in the beginning you might not be able to make it to that platform or that target before the cutscene appears. But that's like a good indicator of how good your movement is and like how that fight goes. So you claw shot this and then this target. And this is the small key. I'm gonna show you a really simple way of getting to the other side from here. You can do an LJ here, where you target this, and then it goes out of bounds, like inside of this pillar, and then you jump. But simply stand on the edge here, and aim with the claw shot. And you can aim, so you aim at that target, like that. You don't have to be far to the edge at all, actually. But be somewhat close to the edge and this wall, and then you can see the yellow target when you get this. Another way is to jump down from there and land on this with sometimes with a jump attack, sometimes not. And then you can, from that pillar, throw the boomerang into the stairs and then do an LJ. So there are a few different strats, but that claw shot target it's fast and it's easy, so I recommend doing that. Now this time you will not get a cutscene, so like it differs from Soul 1 and Soul 2. So I fixed my camera after I did the first roll. Now this fight, he doesn't spawn enemies, but still you want to make sure that you hit him quickly. 1, 2, 3, flee, pan the camera around a lot. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And then the last hit. 1, 2, 3, 4. So be careful not to roll stab this guy. Like right there, I rolled into him, and when my roll animation was done, I was right next to him. So I delayed my B input, or else I would have done this. Wait. I didn't even realize your sword and shield, like that your sword was no longer in your hand after the cutscene. But if I didn't delay the B input, I would have done a roll stab, and that would have messed it up. This soul will roll over to the right here. But yeah, I usually hold control stick up left, and then I hold C stick right, so I turn the camera in the other direction that I go, like that, when fighting Phantom Zant. Press B here on that grey spot. So press B here, and it will roll into the middle by the time you make it over here. So I think that's a good strategy. Having the control stick in the opposite direction of the C-stick in the opposite direction of your control stick. Or the control stick in the opposite direction of the C-stick, whatever. Hold target and just move forward. Once you are on this platform, press A and then do a side up left. And I didn't manage to side up, but whatever. You end up here. You can also do a roll to the left, but a side up is pretty simple. Okay, so I use the C-stick a lot here. I pretty much just hold up on the control stick and then I just flick the C-stick a lot. Like that. And then sometimes I hold target here before I get to the keys, so I can avoid them. But they will, 9 out of 10 times, or like 99 out of 100 times, they will leave you alone. But they can hit you and knock your soul out of your hand, but it will rarely happen. So mash A or B here, maybe both, doesn't really matter. I usually like to mash B because I usually mash B a bit faster than A. So I drop the soul right there, because I pull out my sword. Then I roll 2 times, or 3 times actually, onto this platform. And as soon as I just stand at this point on the platform, and I'm amazed how that activated the platform, whatever. So I stand just at the edge here, and then I just do 180 turn and aim at the soul. So the platform moves up, and then it moves over there. So I wait for the platform to be still in the air, so I can aim carefully. Then I release. This is very simple. And then I usually count to 5, and then jump off. And that will make me land over here. So as soon as the platform moves over, like after it's finished going up and it will move over here, then count slowly to 5, stand on the other side of it, like stand on this side of the platform, and then just hold up after 5 seconds, and you will and then they can just hold up and you will jump off and make it to the other side. Again, just like tiny optimizations, but if you actually utilize all of these tiny optimizations, then you will have several seconds added up in a short amount of time. Oh, you can do a side up there for fun, but the midnight trigger here is still pretty big, so it activates here, 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 and here, and probably with a roll as well. You can just charge a quick spin here out of your roll, like this. And 3 rolls to the door. Now I will do early platform, which will happen after the boss key. But I'm not worried if I'm not worried to fail it or not, because I have a very good tutorial on how it works, which I will link, and I advise you to watch either way. So I do running slashes there, then I pull out my sword and then do a quick spin. During that roll animation, I do a quick spin. Okay, so I usually have a pretty good aim. I guess I'll show you where the hearts are. So these pots have hearts, and that one has yellow rupee apparently. Yeah, the later dungeon have a lot of rupees. I almost hit it though. So from both of those locations you just want to throw it into this spot, and then make your way towards the stairs. So I draw my sword after throwing the second soul, and then I roll towards the stairs, and then I charge, like I spin the control stick during the roll, and then I press B at the end. And if I did my spinning correctly, then I will do a roll, or a quick spin out of the roll. Jesus. Like that. And I will usually kill a lot of Twilight vermins, as they are called. The LJ here is very simple. You target here and here. When it goes out of bounds, you jump. order to hit all of those 3, you do a running slash and then you hold left once you start your running slash. If not, you will only hit the middle one and the one to your right. So as soon as I start that running slash, I hold left so I can hit all 3 of them in one slash. So I just did everything really quickly without explaining it, but that LG I did was very simple. It saves a few seconds, it's not needed. If you do fail it a lot, then just skip it. I actually don't recommend you to do any of the Palace LGAs that you don't need. You don't need to do any long jump attacks in Palace because they just save a few seconds each. None of them are mandatory, but you just target somewhere and then you just tap right for a second or like a half second. You just space them out a tiny bit and then you jump once the boomerang is through the wall. It is pretty simple, but this one can be a bit more tricky. I failed this one a lot more than this one. Again, don't do this without practicing. It's not needed. But what I do, I'll show you what I like, how my visual cues are for this one. So I stand pretty far forward here, like forward, like in front of this circle, and then I aim here. And then I don't change my control stick position at all. So I stand here, and then I aim with the cursor, the middle of the boomerang, right here, and then I just don't move the control stick. And when I reach, like when I can target something, I target here and here. So past this pillar here, it's kind of hard to see if there's a pillar here. So I target here and then a bit past it over here. And then I jump when the boomerang is kind of halfway through that target and that target. Like on its path halfway through those targets. That way I am extremely consistent with it. But I will probably fail it now just because I said that I'm consistent. So aim here, and then R and R. So R, R. Like that. Not needed, saves a few seconds, not really beginner friendly, but there it is. I explained how you do it. I don't think there are any tutorials on it, so why not just explain it. For this one, I roll 2 times to the right while flicking my C-stick, so I have a good camera. So I like to do one roll and then tap C left, and then do it again. And you can see the lines on the ground here, which I'll point with my cursor instead. Here, here, and here are some points. I like to stand in between these 2 points. And when you do a quick spin, you will move forward. So I like to stand a bit before this line. Quick spin, release. And now I can clearly see the target. You don't need to do a quick spin. You can just aim up here and it will work. Because there's no real need to remove this fog for a tiny bit. It's just so you can see where the target is. So I stand about here, release it, so I'm kind of in front of this line, I guess. It's not that precise at all. If you do it this way, it's really easy to target the target, I suppose. But it's not precise position at all. It's just my visual cue for it. And then, if you get it and lose it, then don't go up and down so much. Try to go more left and right, because that's usually where you will find it again, instead of going up and down. Then try to aim above this red area. Not all the way up here, but just a bit above this bulgy area. Like it's kind of sticking out, but it can actually make a difference, because you won't always reach that one I just jumped down from. But most of the time you will, so don't worry about it. You can roll or do a run slash through this. I'll just do a run slash. And then press B before you land, so you don't get like stunned from the hit. Nice. That was a nice party. You will one-hit any Twilight enemy in this area now, now that you have the light sword, like the master sword powered up with light. Yeah, you can get lucky and get like a million heart drops or only rupees. But you kill that guy, you wait for him to die. I usually wait here before I can hear the sound of him dying, and then I drop down. Now we'll spawn you back at the entrance, and then you do roll, 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 run slash, jump attack, and then you face this way, stab, roll, and then you do a quick spin out of that roll, and you hit all 3 of those. I only hit 2 this time though. So I kill those 2, and then I face the direction of the 3rd one, do a stab towards him, and then I just roll towards where the 3 sentences will spawn, and then just do a quick spin around this area and hit all 3 of them. Now, as I said earlier, I will attempt early platform, which feels really nice to get. It saves. I'm not sure how much it saves actually, but you get an early cycle, and it's always good to get the early cycles. So make sure that your movement is good in this area. Listen. And I was a bit early actually. Sometimes I use the audio cue. Amazing. The audio cue from my GameCube or my Wii. Like the disc loading. Well, I failed this now. But sometimes I use the audio cue from my disc, like loading the enemies. Other times I listen for them to fall down. It doesn't really help if I reload the room now, because the shadow beasts are dead, so it won't be the same. So this was a bad showcase, and I apologize, but I'm not worried at all, because watch the video in the description, because it explains it in great detail. It also doesn't kill the shadow beasts, because I want to, like I did some testing with different timings and such. But you kill the shadow beasts as soon as possible. I'm just gonna pretend that they fall down. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Target. Same LJ as earlier. Oh god. Well, I think the early cycle is gone now. Might not be, but it probably is. You need to be fast here. So as the tutorial will say, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Run slash, C up. Wow, nice C up. I still made it actually. Surprisingly. So that's early platform. You make that cycle by doing some cool LJs. You don't actually need to do the LJs, but it makes it a lot easier. So just watch the video. I still did it now on kind of the second attempt, but whatever. I fix my camera here usually, and then I hop over here and here. Then target this thing, and don't jump too early. I jumped way earlier there because I usually target that thing quicker. So that was what was worrying me. And I usually never talk while I do this. I usually mute my mic or just stay quiet during this whole room, because it's a room you kind of need to focus in, I guess, if anything. But I'm actually glad that happened. So let's say that does happen to you. You kill the Sand Mask over here, and then you miss this platform, or you get the key and then you fall down or something. As long as you've killed this Sand Mask and you fall down and like, oh, I need to go back up, don't go over here and then make your way over there again. There's no point, because that Sand Mask is already dead. So what you do instead, you jump on this platform, and then you simply claw shot your way up here. Saving a lot of time instead of going all the way over there and then claw shotting this and waiting for the cycle and everything. So that's a mistake a lot of new people do. They kill that sand mask, they fall down, and they're like, oh, I need to go all the way back. But no, you don't. So the LJ I failed because I just pressed too early, because I was talking. You target this spot as many times as you want, and you jump when the boomerang is where you targeted. You can also target this spot, this little pillar near the ceiling. It will work as well, it's the same thing. I like to target here though, but it really does not matter. It's probably easier to hit this one, because it's a bit bigger than this. But again, not necessary, it saves a few seconds, but I'm just explaining what I do. Like that. That's how it always goes. But I'm glad, like, I've probably failed it before, but I'm extremely consistent at it. But you're always going to fail something, and I'm glad I failed it now and not in a good run. You can kill these shadow beasts before they hit the ground. Like that. And you should actually, because you only get like one hit instead of this slow thing. We can hit like 1, 2, 3, 4, and like the game will kind of freeze 4 times. That was 2 times because I hit all of these 3 at the same time. So this is where you'll make sure that you have water bombs for this boss fight. You can save now if you want to practice the Zand fight in general, and especially the water phase. You don't have to save before you open the door, you can save during the boss fight. Like, you can save as soon as you enter the water phase. It makes no difference. It's just useful to save before you start using bombs. But you have 15, so you have quite a lot. So I recommend practicing Water Zand. Like this, like the whole set of fights in general. I recommend practicing this. Because I see a lot of people lose time to this, a lot of new runners lose time to this. And I think it's a fun, like, I think the battles here are pretty fun to do quickly. And it's not really that much of a boring grind. The only boring part is going all the way back up here though. Like, it takes a while to reach the boss door. Okay, C up, release. Start to charge early, so that you hit him with an ending combo. What advances Zand is the final hit of a combo. So his health is a bit weird. You want to hit him with end combos. That's the thing that matters. If you hit him with some normal attacks, then whatever. As long as you hit him with an ending combo like I just did, like, that's what you want. So you start the fight up by aiming a bit up and throwing the boomerang like right away, and then you target him and throw it again. So I usually just charge here and then land the ending hit when he reaches the ground. So that was very good. Now mash X here. Make sure you throw it as soon as possible. 1 and 2 phases were now skipped because you threw the boomerang. And now he is doing this attack. So right there you skipped like 2 trolling phases of him where he just jumps around on the platforms. So throw the boomerang right away. Roll and avoid getting hit during the roll. And then at the end of the roll, feel free to get hit. Because now you will not get hit and then like move backwards. Like, you will keep your momentum because you're just normally running. But if you get hit during your roll, you will like get stunned for a short amount of time. So get hit at the end of the rolling animation while you're just running like this. And again, I hold back to like the opposite direction of where Link is looking to do a backslash for the 4th hit. Like control stick, I hold the opposite way where he's looking, and then I press B. Target and throw the boomerang when he is far away from you. And then go towards where he was standing. That was really good luck. So I'm explaining this in great detail and taking my time because I feel like it's needed. Like, you don't need to pick up everything I say, but here it is. Equip Claw Shot and Iron Boots. You can, if you want to, refill your air before you do the first set of hits. But it is not difficult to do what I'm going to do now. I put on iron boots, then I do 2 rolls. Then I see up and aim. And then pay attention to when I release. It's yellow now, but I release. There. Target. 1, 2, 3. Make sure that you get the backslash. Buffer. Like, buffer the Y input here. You don't need to buffer it, but you will end up buffering because you want to look for the frame where he reaches the bombs, and he is slow underwater, so you won't always get it right away. Like pretty much bufferless. There, he went to reach for the bombs. Equip whatever, apart from water bombs, over the iron boots. Do nothing else than close the item menu and press A after a small amount of time. Like that. Then equip iron. Like, if you press it too early, if you press A as soon as the water bomb is above Link's head, you will, if you remember from earlier, rocket Link. And if you rocket Link in this area, you will be on the, you will go to the very top, and you will not make it back down to the ground to do the air refill trick again. You will drown. So don't press A too early. The water bomb has to be above his head, and don't press A as soon as it's above his head. Wait a tiny bit more. So equip iron boots, and then make your way over to the right here by tap swimming. And you can see where I'm standing. I'm like standing at the edge of this circular thing. Now the Zant head is coming up here and here. I look in between them. I look at the eyes of these statues. When the eyes are fully visible like they are now, I pull out a water bomb. He's reaching for the water bombs now. I force unequip iron boots with some item without moving. The cursor will be double claw shots. Then I hold up to swim with the water bombs. And then I just swim for a while. And then I refill my air by pressing A about now. And then I equip iron boots and claw shots. I like to always have claw shot on Y, so that's why I do YX like this, to swap them around. So I keep holding up to swim forward, and then I look, like I also tap swim, and I look for where it will open. Right there I saw on the left screen that his tongue, the armor thing, was unveiling. It was like starting to be removed, so I will now hold up left while tap swimming. And now, if you look where I am standing, I am past the pit by pretty far. Like, the pit ends here, and now there's like pretty much flat ground. You don't want to stand inside the pit here because you won't reach him. So as soon as you're on flat ground past this pit, then you're good. So I had plenty of time now. Target, claw shot. And as you can see, you have plenty of air left to do that final hit. Practice this. I failed it a few times in my first few attempts. Pause buffer early here. Or like, not really pause buffer, just like pause the game to equip stuff. But I guess it is a pause buffer. Equip ball and chain over iron boots, and then roll to this totem pole. And then bonk it twice, just like you do with 1, 2, 3, 4. Roll, wait a bit, and then do 2 swings with the ball and chain on that pole. You can also bonk into it, but there's a really funny highlight where Rodner bonks into that totem pole and it just absorbs him and he voids out. Because Twilight Princess is a fantastic game. But the ball and chain strat is faster. So here you can refill hearts by quick spinning the pots. Stand just by the wall, and then your camera will pan down like this, and you will look at Zant's feet, and then just look at his shoes. So now I can see one of his shoes going up here, so that means I have to aim up left and then throw the boomerang in that direction. And then I usually target once I throw it, because once you target something, even while you're like in the throwing animation of the ball and chain, you will steer the ball and chain towards where you're targeting. Like that. And then I press A to put away the ball and chain before I draw my sword. Because as I explained earlier, while I was holding the double claw shots in both my hands, if I were to press B, he would put them away with a slash, and I don't want him to slash, I want to follow this guy as soon as possible. So I press A first to put away the ball and chain, and then I press B to pull out my sword, so I don't slash and I can still... And while you're putting away stuff and taking out your sword, you can move, but while slashing, you're stuck in the like slash animation for a small amount of time. And then I can just... I don't even need to roll, I can just follow him like this, just with normal running. So again, the camera will pan down about now. I'll look at his shoes. A and then B. You can hit him a bit earlier than you think. You don't have to wait for him to be super tiny, but he does need to decrease in size quite a bit. I might fail this strat coming up now, but there's an excellent video on YouTube which I will link in the description again. But hold target up and delay the B until now. Down, down, up, target, quick spin, left, 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 target and B. Okay, I got it, but sorry for not explaining that, but I did not make up the strat. The guy who did, SVA, has a great video on how to do that strat, which I recommend you to watch multiple times, so you make sure that you know the visual cues and like the timings for those hits. So you kill him extremely quickly by just hitting him with end combo attacks. Because as I said earlier, it's the final hit of the combo that advances Zant, because he has weird health. If you do want this heart container, you can claw shot it, which is something 100% didn't know for a long time, which is kind of hilarious. And that's Palace of Twilight. A lot of unnecessary information that I threw in, but take what you want. Practice. I mash Z and A here to turn Wolf. Because you're going to warp later anyway. Text box, or text boxes, just like a set of text boxes. Now this hill is pretty steep here, which is why we go up here. Again, super unnecessary information when you think about it, but move slightly left there. So since we're warping anyway, it's faster to just turn Wolf, because Wolf moves faster than Link rolls in most situations. So again, zoom all the way in, press Z, and then warp to Hyrule Castle, or Castle Town. And now we're going to do the final mailman skip, the second mailman skip, or I guess, well, the second location of mailman skip, but depending on if you get earlier frame or not for this route, this can be your third or second mailman skip, I guess. So, the trigger, equip water bombs and boomerang. Look at this chain. I'll try to not step into the trigger. You can see all of these pillars on the fence. That one and that one. So that's the last one, and that's the second to last before the chain. So it's the second to last before the chain, which is this one. So you stand, but don't go further, because if you stand next, like right next to this thing, like here, you will be in the trigger. So stand around this spot, like in between those two, I guess. So it's right before the second to last fence on pillar on the fence here that you aim at the edge of this tower, I guess, is a easy visual cue. You just want to aim the boomerang slightly outwards, so it's out of bounds, because this area is out of bounds, which will enable make the long jump attack work. Like that. If you do hit the trigger, then no worries, you just waste 20 seconds. And stay human, because human rolls a lot faster in Hyrule Castle, or Castle Town, I mean, compared to Wolf dashing. And this cutscene will turn you human either way, this cutscene coming up. Then you can do a cool bonk there, if you want to get swag points, I guess. Now this is where you take a bathroom break, you stretch, you do whatever. You should probably drink or something. Water is good. This cutscene is 1 minute and 40 something seconds long, if I remember correctly. So, like, TP is a fairly long run, it's over 3 hours. Depending on what kind of speedrunner you are, this might be tough or not at all. But here is 1 minute and 40 seconds break where you should prepare for the last bit and still play well. So it's a convenient break to still try to play well at the final bit of the game. The Squidna cutscene. And I think I will end this part right here, and then I will have Pirate Castle and the final bosses on the next part. And again, I hope OBS doesn't misbehave. I hope this will record. If not, then I wasted 1 hour and 11 minutes of my life. I realize my microphone picks up a lot of unnecessary noises, like me swallowing and everything, and it's disgusting, and I hate listening to it. I'm really sorry about that, but I can't really do anything about it as of now. So yeah, I'll stop this part here.